Have you ever thought of starting backyard garden as a side hustle and making some extra money? Backyard garden farming is a type of farming where the food is grown on the house property. Starting a small greenhouse business is a great way to turn your hobby into a profession. In this type of urban farming, the farming is done in greenhouse. In this method of farming, animals are reared for food production in urban settings. Aquaponic is a system that combines the farming of fish or other sea life with hydroponics. Hello friends and welcome to our channel HK Talks. Viewers, from the intro you may have taken the idea that what our topic is. Yes, today we'll talk about the various urban agriculture ideas that indeed are prolific and profitable. So let's get started. Number 1, backyard gardens. Have you ever thought of starting backyard garden as a side hustle and making some extra money? Backyard garden farming is a type of farming where the food is grown on the house property. If it is done well, you can actually have a profitable time on a small space. For backyard growers, it's good to know that you can actually earn money by doing what you love: planting, gardening and growing. You will earn good money from gardening and selling produce from an average sized backyard. While gardening, you are also feeding your family. So even if you are not selling at market, every dollar saved by growing your own food is almost like a dollar earned. The best part about backyard garden is that you don't even necessarily need to own the land to start growing on them. Number 2, street landscaping. Owning a landscaping business is a good way for someone already working in the industry to become their own boss and make a good living. This type of urban farming involves grass, landscaping, street trees, vegetation and other which are produced in the private streets in your community. Starting a landscaping business is not complicated, but it requires the proper tool, equipment to get the job done. It has various advantages like provides food to others in your community. It is a part-time job. You can have profitable income. They make the streets look beautiful, purifies the air and others. This business allows you to meet and interact with different people regularly. Number 3, forest gardening. This type of urban farm allows you to have gardens in urban forest, where different crops, vegetables and fruits are grown and the revenue is generated. The environment here in comparison to others is good for the development of crops. You will have to maintain and nurture the young plants to ensure successful and valuable establishment. After a few seasons, maintenance will become less over time. As production begins, you will generate good revenue. Through forest gardening, you will be able to provide your services for a good climate as it fights against global warming. Number 4, greenhouses. Starting a small greenhouse business is a great way to turn your hobby into a profession. In this type of urban farming, the farming is done in greenhouses. Inside the greenhouse, controlled environment is produced for plants to grow. The profit can be obtained by selling vegetable or flower seeds. Some greenhouse owners make extra money by charging for deliveries. In this method, crops are grown all year round, which helps farmers to increase their yield. The land to be specified is depending on the variety of crops you have tendency to plant. Moreover, the threat of pests and extreme weather is also reduced in this method of farming. That's why greenhouse farming is a great idea for people living in urban areas. Number 5, rooftop gardens. As the space is limited in urban areas, it does not mean agriculture cannot be practiced. This is where the option of a rooftop comes in, as they can easily be utilized for cropping vegetables, fruits and herbs. It is a garden on the rooftop of a building. It has different advantages. Urban heat can be reduced and also improvement in the quality of air. Nowadays, this method is in trend, where good quality and quantity food is produced. A rooftop can be used for various purposes. It all depends on what the owner of the building is comfortable allowing you to do with the space, and what your local laws are. Raised beds, greenhouses or animals like chickens, turkeys and others on rooftop are all a possibility. Special care should be taken to make sure adequate support is in place before starting a rooftop farm. Soil may weigh thousands of pounds when you have it all in one place, so care is must with how a rooftop farm is arranged to ensure the roof can support the load. Before starting a rooftop garden, you should monitor the roof's sun and wind exposure at different times of the day. If it is executed well, you can generate good revenue. Number 6. Green walls. In this method of farming, the external or internal space of a wall is used for the growing of fruits and vegetables. Green walls are wall structures built to hold soil and support plants vertically. This is a vibrant, impressive and eco-friendly way to bring nature indoors. Clean air is also produced, and it does not use up a lot of space, as the mechanism used helps to supply the food with adequate water and it uses soil present on the walls. Number 7. Animal husbandry. In this method of farming, animals are reared for food production in urban settings. A man living in an urban area can choose a suitable location for rearing different types of animals like chickens, turkeys, sheep, goats, rabbits and others. Animal husbandry is a science which deals with domestic animals. Management, control, cultivation and production and breeding are parts of animal husbandry. Animals are generally raised for the production of meat, milk, egg and others. Number 8. Aquaponics. Aquaponics is a system that combines the farming of fish or other sea life with hydroponics. Literally speaking, aquaponics is putting fish to work, which creates a symbiotic relationship between the fish and plants. Fish eat food and produce ammonia. When the ammonia is produced, helpful bacteria in the water converts ammonia into nutrients for the plant, which act as perfect fertilizer for growing plants. And water gets constantly recirculated through the system so the cycle can continue. One of the coolest thing about aquaponics is that it mimics as a natural ecosystem. Tilapia, the most popular type of fish, is a good option to be used in an aquaponic environment. They are tasty, and by selling it also produces another source of income besides the plants that are being grown. Leafy green vegetables, as compared to others, tend to work effectively in an aquaponic system. Number 9. Urban beekeeping. This method of farming deals with honeybees. It's also called backyard keeping or hobby beekeeping. Urban beekeeping is simply the practice of keeping bees in an urban environment. It's also used that bees from the urban areas are healthier and more productive. It is possible to start beekeeping, but comes with a lot of restrictions and regulations from the local government, depending on the location and the city you are. In other words, the regulation for beekeeping may vary from city to city. If practiced in a good way, however, it has lots of benefits to the local environment. Bees are important to the ecosystem as they not only produce honey but act as pollinators and promote biodiversity. So thank you guys for staying with us, and for more informative videos, stay tuned.